ladies and gentlemen. So it's super hot out right now. I'm gonna roll the back windows up. I was gonna make this video out on the field here, but there's just way too much wind noise. It's super hot here in California, which I like. It's close to 100 right now, so I like when it starts heating up. And I wanted to, talk about a few things, touch bases on a few things. You guys wanted to talk briefly about shower filtration. This is my old cousin Turbo Shower 105. You can see some of the dirty water coming out of that. I'm going to dissect this filter in a upcoming video to show you guys what a few months of shower filtration will pull out of the tap water that most Americans are bathing in. I've said it once, I'm going to say it again because it's very important. One of the greatest ways to pollute yourself with fluoride, chlorine, and all the other constituents, the negative constituents in the water, is by bathing in it. So we bathe, and we not only drink a chemical soup, a cocktail of poisons when we drink tap water, but we also we bathe in a chemical cocktail of tap water when we shower in it or bathe. So one of the greatest assaults you can do to your lungs and your respiratory system is by bathing in or taking a shower in hot water and inhaling the steam. That's one of the greatest ways to get chlorine into your system, into your lungs, you name it. So I constantly talk about the efficacy of shower filtration because it's so essential here in this matrix, you guys, where the water supply is one of the #1 tools to dumb down the public, with the fluoride, the chlorine, the algicides, the cobalts, the inorganic compounds, the scaling lime, the non-organic calcium that will clog a pipe in just a couple years. There's different disinfectant byproducts, runoff, odorizers, plutonium has been found in the tap water, parasites, again, radioactive elements. So if we can use something as simple as shower filtration to eliminate a good amount of this stuff from the water we bathe in, then that's an essential part. Shower filtration is a huge part of my health protocol. It's an essential if you want to follow it properly. So again, this is a Turbo Shower 105, you guys, by Cousin, which is a great unit. I had this for months now, and the one thing I like about this shower filter, you guys, is that it has one of these style adapters, and when you thread it onto the pipe, the shower filter sits kind of back behind the shower pipe, which is cool. I like it, but I also really love the styles that you just thread right onto the pipe, and that's the one I'm currently using. I'm actually experimenting with a new shower filter, a different brand, and I'll be experimenting with that for the next 3 to 4 months. I'm really digging this new filter. I'm going to do a review on it in the near future. But again, you guys, now I haven't even opened this shower filter yet, but you can see the dirty water that's just leaking out of it. I've dissected one of these, the same shower filters, in a video in the past, and it was amazing how much crap I got out. I squeezed the shower filter cartridge and got all the water out and left it in a cup for 24 hours. And after about 24 hours, there was a thick gelatinous ring floating around the top of the thing of water. So again, you guys, just a brief little message. Shower filtration is essential. If you take baths, you can also, utilize one of those bath balls. And a bath ball is just a shower filter. It's not a shower filter, excuse me. It's a bath filter, but it's a ball that you hang underneath the faucet, or excuse me. You put it underneath the faucet where the bath water comes out, and it runs through it, and it comes out of the ball, and it takes a lot of the chlorine out, a lot of the activated charcoal. And the good quality activated charcoal will actually pull out a lot of heavy metals and odors and chlorine. It's not going to get to the fluoride though. So right now, the current model I'm using, the current shower filter, is a 5-stage filter. Really neat setup, you guys. What are you currently using? I'd love to hear from you. So yeah, just a brief little rant. A few other things I wanted to talk about. wanted to talk about relationships and how relationships can be one of the most profound things ever if you have a good relationship. And I think many people don't know what the definition of a good relationship is, because many people are arguing the divorce rates are through the roof here in the Matrix. It's just not good. You should be able to open up to your partner and say whatever you want without having to feel like you'll get ridiculed for it. You should be able to be a team. Isn't that the whole point of a relationship? It's like you're on a ship and you're traveling through this dimension. Would you rather travel through this dimension with someone who's on your side, your roll dog, your partner? Or would you rather travel through this matrix with someone who's more of a roommate that you just argue with all the time and this and that? It's not good. So many people in relationships are unhappy, but they stay in the relationships for a handful of reasons. Maybe they became okay with settling for less. Maybe they have kids involved and they don't want to hurt the kids. A lot of people get into traps, you guys. A lot of people get into traps with relationships, and that's unfortunate, because time is a precious thing, ladies and gentlemen. Time is a thing that you cannot get back. So I was gonna roll that window up because of the wind. I don't know if it's picking up a lot of wind noise, but I'm gonna just leave the window down because it's too hot. Again, you guys, like, personally, me, I don't want to be in a relationship with a meat eater. That may sound judgmental and rude. That's just my own personal philosophy. I have the right as a free-willed human to make that decision. I want to be with a vegan. I am currently with a vegan. So I think it's important that couples personally share similarities. I'm not saying that we should all be the same. That would make life really boring. But with things like diet, I think that's so spot on. Like, if you want to be a healthy human and you want to have a relationship with someone, doesn't it make sense that you would be with someone that you'd strive to be with someone who wants to be healthy as well? Otherwise, you might end up getting tempted. You might end up just being dragged down by that energy. Again, I'm not judging people. I'm not saying that you should necessarily adopt my philosophies and go this route, but for me, that's my own personal decision. I want to be with a vegan. I don't want to smell meat in the house cooking, and no, there's just so many crazy things in the food supply, you guys, and due to the fact that health is my #1 hobby, I'm fucking so happy that I'm with someone who's on the same page as me, and I'm on the same page as her. So you guys need to check out, kind of a side note regarding health. I watched a video documentary with my mom last night until like 11:30 p.m. California time called What the Health. That is a very, very profound documentary. I started it about 10 minutes into it. I was like, yeah, you know what? This is just rehashed information. This is going to be like every other vegan documentary, this and that. But no. That film picked up pace about 15 minutes into it, and it was just a profound dose of knowledge. That is a great thing to show people who are on the fence about veganism, vegetarianism, a plant-based diet, you name it. If someone is on a standard American diet who is ill or going down a dangerous path of bad health and eating junk food, try to persuade them to watch this film, because it takes so many important keys about the standard American diet and puts it right in your face for you to succinctly, accurately, and easily digest it. Beautiful. But anyways, you guys, I'm going to pause this really quick and make a phone call and continue this rant. Alrighty, you guys, so let's continue this little rant here, a little relationship rant and whatnot. But yeah, I just think, I think that a lot of people are in situations that they really don't want to be in deep down. But I think for many people it's easier to suppress that and just settle for less when they're worth so much more. I'm in no way, shape, or form judging people for their decisions. I'm just, sharing some of my philosophical ideologies and sharing some of my beliefs regarding this subject, because I just see it as a huge problem. I see a lot of couples out in public, married and non-married, that are just constantly arguing and on edge, and it's just like, that rubs off on their kids. There's a lot of bad parenting here in the Matrix. A lot of kids are you know, in situations where their family members are arguing all the time. And I don't know, this machine here, this matrix, is just a crazy world to grow up in by itself, let alone with parents who can't even find equanimity within the family construct, so to speak. So, you know, I originally made a rant about relationships that was about 25 minutes long a couple weeks ago, but I ended up watching it. I said the same thing over and over and over, so I figured I'd make a new one. I want to take the Sacred Serpent YouTube channel and kind of grow more octopus arms, so to speak, and stop, not necessarily, how would I say it? Health is, without a shadow of a doubt, the foundation of what I talk about here on this channel, alongside Kundalini and things like that. But there's so many other sub-facets to life, like relationships, philosophy rants, there's so many different things, spiritual ideas, and so I'd like to kind of dance around multiple topics here on this YouTube channel, now that I've kind of fabricated the foundation of what this channel is. So anyways, I'm not saying that couples should never argue. I think disagreements are natural, especially if you're living with someone full-time. You're gonna bump heads. But when you're spending more time arguing than you are loving one another, communicating openly with one another, that can lead to some problems, ladies and gentlemen. That can lead to a lot of emotional instability. That can lead to a lot of emotional trauma, to constantly be in this kind of fight or flight broadband, so to speak, this fight or flight consciousness 24 hours a day, where sometimes things are good, but then they get bad, and it's kind of this melange of mixed energies that can lead to certain unhealthy muscle memory programs, and sure as hell lead to the fabrication, creation, and instillment of particular emotional engrams. So anyways, you guys, it's hot as fuck here in California. I'm gonna wrap this video up shortly, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about a few things. Didn't get much sleep last night. I woke up at about 6:15 this morning, and it was so hot in my room that I couldn't fall asleep, and I had to go over to the neighbor's house and take care of a few things, take care of the cats and whatnot. But yeah, you guys, I'd love to hear from you about relationships. I'd love to hear from you about the shower filtration. What shower filters are you currently using? Are you using one? I mean, it's a simple upgrade, you guys, that's very cost effective, and for what it's worth, I mean, it's worth investing. Your health, it's worth investing in, excuse me. Your health is not something that you should toy around with. And you know, the beautiful thing about shower filtration, you guys, is that it's one of the easiest things you can do for your health. A lot of people aren't going to want to, you know, eat fruits and vegetables all the time and completely become vegan overnight, but I'm pretty sure you can get yourself a shower filter and put some Teflon tape on that threaded pipe, screw that shower filter on, and you know, now it's just effortless. Now becoming healthier is as simple as turning the shower on, because it's being ran through a sediment filter, charcoal. Some filters use KDF 55D, coconut husks, you name it. So there's a handful of different shower filters on the market. I'm going to be really interested. I'm really interested, excuse me, to see the evolution of the shower filter. So I have a I've had a kind of mental blueprint of a shower filtration business for years now, and I have some really interesting inventions regarding shower filtration, but I currently don't have the money to invest in those things, so I'm going to continue fabricating you know, different shower filter designs and whatnot. But I have a really interesting adaptation to the commonplace shower filter that makes it much more high-tech, but we'll see how that evolves down the road, excuse me. Starting businesses like this is not cheap. No, you know, to have the filters machined after you created your own unique design. You have to do R&D, so it's a complicated thing, especially when you're dealing. A lot of shower filters aren't using quality plastics, and when you heat the plastics up, it leaches some of the plastic into the water through off-gassing, you name it. So, anyways, on behalf of the Sacred Starseed Serpent Uraeus YouTube channel, thank you for watching this video, and I hope that my videos, my channel, my messages, etc. can help inspire you to do something beneficial for your health today, whether that be, you know, adapting or adopting a vegan diet, watching that documentary I told you about called What the Health. Check that out, you guys. What a powerful film. Everyone should watch that, regardless of how much you think you know about veganism, regardless of how long you've been a vegan, you should still watch it, because it takes so many different points that for most people are just scattered everywhere, and just succinctly puts them all into one nail and hits the nail directly on the head. It goes directly into that goddamn board, and it had a large impact on not only me but my mom. You know, watching and listening to that film talking about dairy and just, it's crazy. Also, you know how many of the health studies on dairy and meat, they've been funded by the meat industries. They've been funded by the dairy industries. The dairy industry is responsible for telling you how healthy their product is. And we all know that businesses oftentimes aren't honest about things because they want to amp up the sales on their products. So, I mean, what an ingeniously evil way to persuade the public into consuming a product. You create a fucking false study and put it out into the public, and due to the fact that the public believes what they're told, they see that study and go, okay, I need milk to have strong bones. I need to eat dairy because it's good for me, this and that. And you just get into this cycle of ignorance and perpetuating ignorance. Because, I mean, most people that I talk to in the Matrix, they believe that milk is good for, you know, strengthening bones. There's actually been studies showing that excessive milk drinking weakens your bones, ladies and gentlemen. So, we got all these environmentalist people touting, you know, oh, we got to save the planet, we got to save the whales, we got to save this dimension, this and that, but they're eating foods that are directly raping our resources. So every time you bite into a piece of bacon, it's affecting someone. It's not only causing suffering, but it's destroying shit. Something as simple as one piece of bacon can have so much suffering behind it. And I'm not talking about a slab of bacon. I'm talking about one fucking piece. We need to reevaluate our motives here in this world, you guys. It's crazy. It really is fucking nuts. So they've erected this sick system where we work our asses off our whole life so that we can buy foods that accelerate our premature death and decay. It's an evil world. But you know what? I love living in this evil world where I feel like I can fight back. Because to me, that's the most honorable thing. I'm not going to sit back and be a spectator. I want to jump into the arena and fight. That to me is fun. If I have an enemy, I'm going to fight my enemy. I'm not going to fucking just accept things the way they are and believe that, oh, everything happens for a reason. Everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. Yeah, tell that to all the dolphins that were fucking brutally hacked apart while they were alive today. Tell that to all the children who had bombs dropped on them. And just, boom, their family members just turned into dust. You tell me that happened for a reason? Because I don't want to live in a world where that outcome is the reason. Everything happens for a reason. That's like saying war is justified. Fucking sick world. Peace be with you all.
Are you guys interested in the Sacred Serpent YouTube channel? Do you want more bonus content that you will never find here publicly? If so, go over to www.patreon.com/Sacred Serpent and check out my Patreon page. For $5 a month, you get anywhere from 2 to 6 hours or more of bonus video content that you will never find here on the public YouTube channel. You will also gain access to a community section where you can ask me questions and receive prompt replies. You can talk amongst other patrons. And I'm also doing a lot of posting in regards to what I'm eating. I'm posting recipes, exercises, all sorts of stuff. So it's a really fun outlet. And again, if you guys are interested in my channel and you do indeed want more content, donkey, go over again to www.patreon.com/Sacred Serpent. Peace be with you.
you.